Yes, Mr. President. This is William Barr. You called me. Yes. Oh, well, Mr. President, before we can talk about a special counsel, there needs to be a couple of things that I tell you first. Well, we've been doing some investigation regarding the laptop belonging to the former vice president's son. And we have a couple of issues before we engage on a path towards a special counsel. Yes, sir. The first issue is that there are about 16,756 photos and also 7,650 videos of the vice president's son's Anthony Weiner. Yes, he's Anthony Weiner. Well, have you heard of doing the tubing? No, sir, I'm not going to do the tubing now. You've heard about what that CNN contributor did on a Zoom meeting. Yes, apparently Biden has done that over 7,000 times on his laptop. And also, there's pictures of his Tubin/Wiener, Anthony, over 10,000. So, we have to get through the anatomical photos before we get to the actual pay-to-play emails, which are plentiful. About 20,000 pay-to-play emails. Between the suggestive photos of his anatomy and also bizarre videos involving circus carnies, ferrets, and alpacas, we don't know if we can actually view all of these things and also get enough agents and department officials to sign disclaimers saying that any traumatizing events leading to a lifelong therapy from viewing Biden's laptop will not be the Justice Department's fault or purview. Yes, Mr. President, yes. No, I have not personally seen his Anthony Weiner, but you'll be very interested to know that the vice president himself has taken photos also. I know, Mr. President. Well, shriveled is a good word to describe, I would assume, yes. All right, Mr. President, I have to go right now. No, we're also waiting for media we were told that media generally has signed an oath in blood to the Prince of Darkness below to make sure that they never report on anything beneficial to you. We're just waiting for that contract to expire, so to speak. And it probably will after the election. Yes, Mr. President, after the election. Special counsel all the way. Thank you, Mr. President, for talking to William Barr. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Luke St. Martin, Eric H526. Luke St. Martin, Quick Draw. Luke St. Martin, The Regulator, Eric H526. To my super chat, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars being funneled from one PAC to another. But I have the best viewership in all of YouTube. I have viewers, and I'm so fortunate, and thank God, in the Philippines, in Australia, in the UK, in Canada, in Mexico, everywhere around the world, Nepal, Hong Kong. I'm just very, very, South Korea, I'm very, very thankful. And so to my viewers, thank you. To the Super Chat, thank you. It's heating up. It's heating up, ladies and gentlemen. And J-Spot51, wait, yes. J-Spot51, there are tubins of good old Hunter that Giuliani talked about. He said that he was doing an impression of Anthony Weiner to Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder and Tim Pool have been, Crowder with the Giuliani interviews and then Tim Pool just breaking it down. They've been doing phenomenal work. J-Spot51, there have been tubins of the former vice president, of the vice president's son, and heaven forbid there might be of the former vice president himself. P. Ramos! Thank you, P. Ramos. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. It is going to be, P. Ramos, the most amazing November. It will be Christmas come early. And thank you so very, very much. Andrew, hello. Tom, hello. David, hello. William, hello. Everybody, hello. Timothy, hello. Michael, Mitchell, Eric, Bearable Light, hello. Daisy, hello. William, hello. Everybody, hello. P. Ramos, thank you so very, very, very much. Where do I start? William Barr, yesterday, President Trump said that William Barr needs to start a special counsel. There should be a special counsel. The problem, however, is that you don't have enough Democrats who want to tear down the Democratic Party yet. Once you have, they do not know. Here's the big issue. There's so many things going on. Do you know the scene from Rebel Without a Cause where they're driving towards the cliff and they're racing towards the cliff? You know that scene from Rebel Without a Cause? The chicken game, the chicken run, where it's two 1950s cars just going at it. And you have the woman, starting it, the girl starting it, and they're off to the races. And then, James Dean is able to get out of the car right away, and the other car can't get out. The other driver can't get out of the car, and he's stuck, and his car flies off the cliff. Well, President Trump didn't even get into the car. He's smart enough not even to get into the car. Okay, Mercury Coupe, 1949 Mercury Coupe. The Democrats are gleefully driving towards the edge of the cliff. Gleefully. Justin Mooney. Botox beat a tube and come on. Oh, come on, man. You unzip your tubing. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. This is Biden watching Tubin. Oh, come on, man. Justin Mooney. Oh, these are the people who are judging Trump. Trump has said a lot of things. He's uncouth and boorish. But he doesn't whip out his Anthony Weiner and tubing all over the laptop. Does he? Do you ever see Trump tubing while the Zoom meeting is still on? Oh, sorry, everyone. How do you get out of that? Oops, sorry, gosh. I'm sorry. I had another screen going on, as you know. How do you... This is the New Yorker. These are the good liberals, the elite liberals who love climate change. They want to help the world with the climate change. Oh, my God, Tubin, no. Oh, my God. These are the people. These are the liberals, the good liberals. These are the good liberals who... Trump has ruined our democracy. He is a boorish man. He is a rude man. He has taken every norm and semblance of goodness. And you know what? In terms of climate change, in terms of decency, and oh my God, Tubin. He's tubining. Oh my God, he's wienering and tubining. Oh my God, all over the screen. Oh my God, Trump, Russia, Tubin. What is that even? How do you do this? They take it to, the other day I was like, well, why would you take, naive me, like, why would you take a picture of your tubing? That doesn't make any sense. Now he's tubining. Now he's taking it another step forward into a realm nobody has seen before. Unless you really want to go to those, you have to actually go to the place to see it, but like, or the website or whatever. But like, this is a call with New Yorker. The New Yorker is like, the New Yorker is a more apoplectic version of the Washington Post, yet more subdued, if that's even a possibility. The New Yorker, if you walked into the New Yorker building with a Make America Great Again hat, they would not let you in the building. At least the Washington Post, they would let you in the building. They'd say, well, why are you here with that hat? The New Yorker wouldn't even let you in the building. And meanwhile, you have people touching themselves in ecstasies during Zoom meetings, the same people who are talking about Trump. I don't see Trump doing that. See, again, the corruption, not the same. Do you see, is there any, Trump, is he doing this on Zoom meetings? No. Is anyone associated with Trump World doing this? Could you imagine if somebody associated with Trump, not even, like, just a regular person, wearing a Make America Great Again hat? Do you see the depravity of these people? I mean, what's next? This is a CNN legal contributor who has pushed Trump, who has pushed Trump to be impeached, pushed how Trump has, as JSpy51, thank you, pushed how Trump has broken laws, and he's uncouth, and these are the people who are like, Trump's speaking to the racists. Well, you're touching yourself in ecstasy and exposing your Anthony Wieners on Zoom meetings. Okay, who are you speaking to? Who are you speaking to? What voting base are you speaking to? Is there one that exists, or are you just depraved? Or do you lack the intelligence to turn off the laptop? Did these people never play Nintendo in the late 80s or early 80s? Did they never learn to just turn it on and off? If you're on a Zoom meeting, if you're on Google Hangout, if you're on even the live streams, I make sure, like, when I press, not that I'm doing the tubing, I'm just saying, I make sure that it's not like, I'm not like, no more live stream. These people are completely clueless, and when they lose, they will be doing Tubins, trust me. They'd be like, you know what, it's the end, whatever, do the Jeffrey Tubin. Ah! It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Luke, hello. Wow. Anyway, so this kind of fits in with what I'm saying. They don't realize, I don't think they realize where they're heading. This is why I know Clinton will replace Biden. They are gleefully, happily, with just glee, with joy. They're joyfully, with exuberance, heading towards Armageddon. Political Armageddon. Political Armageddon, cheerfully. They're heading towards the end of their political party. Jeffrey Toobin on a Zoom meeting is going to be the best they have to offer. And I don't know, like November 3rd, they are going to lose. And there's no chance that, first of all, if they're so inept they go with Biden, they have no chance. Biden's out hiding. He's put a lid until Thursday. They're going to cut microphones. Foreign policy. How do you not have foreign policy? How do you not talk about foreign policy? How do you leave Trump campaign trashes debate commission for leaving foreign policy list off topics? How do you leave the foreign policy is the most important role of a president. It's the only thing a president can do really unilaterally. There's the authorization for use of military force. How do you leave foreign policy out of the debate commission? How is that even possible? How is it possible? I have no clue how it's possible. How do you leave foreign policy? The most important, it is the most important topic in my view. Foreign policy is more important than combating climate change, because the one thing that could end the planet immediately is a nuclear confrontation. And they say, well, that's not going to happen. Well, the planet will be around in 100 years, or 200 or 300 years. So it might not be around in 3 months, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, or 5 years if we get into a nuclear confrontation. Because it's the Democrats who want a Cold War all over again. And they've already succeeded in that. But how do you leave? I mean, they also don't realize that the entire planet knows they're in the tank now. It is not hyperbole. I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying this for a very long time. It is not hyperbole. It is not hyperbole to say that the media is an extension of the Democratic Party. That's not hyperbole. You have media that is beholden, that is an extension of the Democratic Party. They're leaving off foreign policy as a debate topic when foreign policy is the most important topic we face as a country. And foreign policy to Democrats is Facebook ads and Russian disinformation. It's not ending counterinsurgency conflicts. When they bring up the bounties, they don't realize that President Trump has ended the war in Afghanistan. President Trump is removing Americans from that country, from Iraq. He's already removed Americans from Syria. This is a reversal, thank God, of President Obama's foreign policy, which destroyed Libya. President Obama destroyed Libya, but he's definitely not linked to supremacy. Notice how they don't say, do you denounce your NATO intervention that led to human beings being bought and sold in Libya? But every 10 seconds, do you denounce supremacy? Do you denounce supremacy? Trump should say, look, I didn't destroy a country. It was Biden and Clinton and President Obama who turned Libya into a failed state. It was Biden who wrote the 100-to-1 sentencing disparity for the same narcotic. You want to talk about the Central Park Five? It was Democrats who ran New York in the 80s and have run New York since the 1800s or before then. They're the ones who put the Central Park Five in prison. They're the ones who put Jamal Truelove in California unjustly incarcerated. Can you imagine being unjustly incarcerated by Democrats, smiling, happy Democrats who pretend they stand on virtues when they really stand on people suffering? And they don't realize, and this is the thing, is there any alarm? Do you see anyone aside from maybe one celebrity here and there saying Trump's going to win on the left? Everyone thinks that Trump is going to lose. On the media in general, mainstream, everyone thinks Trump's going to lose. If you watch this channel, you watch all the channels supporting President Trump, we all know President Trump's. I'm not the only one, but I've been saying this for 4 years. I'm obviously not the only one, but I've been saying this for 4 years. And there are very few people that have been telling you President Trump's going to win. Probably about 10 people on YouTube. Okay. Maybe that. There are about every single major publication, every single major cable station, even Fox News polls showed Trump losing by double digits. And they have hypnotized themselves yet again into a false sense of security, perhaps because that'll help them claim they were cheated, but they are heading towards a monumental, biblical, epic, cataclysmic loss, defeat, political slaughter yet again. And I don't see any acknowledgement from mainstream. I don't see any worry, concern. I don't see them even pondering the possibility that they could lose. If you watch this channel, you watch everybody from Tim Pool, Sticks, Steven Crowder, everyone, Black Conservative Patriot, Brandon Tatum, Anthony Bryan Logan. You know, Mark Dice. You know they're going to lose. But I don't see them questioning the possibility. I don't see them acknowledging that they could lose. And mail-in voting and Trump is doing quite well in mail-in voting. They were expecting mail-in voting to they were expecting mail-in voting to help Biden. And it obviously didn't. They were expecting people to just follow the polls, but the polls are not accurate. Even Biden's campaign Even Biden's campaign doesn't think the polls are accurate. So they're losing when 60 to 70% of their voters are mailing in ballots and they're so paranoid they're disinfecting ballots. They're so paranoid that they're disinfecting ballots, okay? They're so paranoid that they're disinfecting ballots. And it's like I don't think that they realize if they don't do astoundingly well, they're going to lose miserably. They're going to lose miserably. And it's like I don't think that I don't think they're ready. They're not ready for they're not ready for a loss. When they lose, you have to understand that their entire political party is going to crumble. When their entire political party crumbles, what happens? Different factions within the Democratic Party start breaking off. When different factions start breaking off, there goes that tent. There goes that coalition. If they don't have this grand coalition, they don't have anything. Okay? Every Trump supporter wants to end never-ending quagmires and counterinsurgency conflicts. Not every Democrat wants Medicare for all. In fact, most do not. And you can tell that most do not because it hasn't passed. Medicare for all bill hasn't passed a Democratic-run House. Exactly, incognito. This election is going to be infinitely worse for Democrats in terms of the reaction and the consequences. That's why I simply can't imagine them going with Biden stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. And I think that my prediction stands still that they're going to replace Biden somehow with Madam Secretary. But President Trump's going 8 years, and I've been saying that for the past 4 years, every single day. Also, every day I said Clinton would be there at the end, I also said President Trump's going to win no matter what. So President Trump's going to win. But Missy, hello, Missy. This is such an important point that I don't think people realize. What happens to the Democratic Party after they lose? Do they engage? Do they provide tacit approval to violence like they've been doing? What happens? What happens? What happens to the Democratic Party when they lose? This is such an important topic that I don't think, certainly Democrats are not even addressing, but I don't think anyone is really thinking about this. What happens to the Medicare for All people? What do? What about the Bernie supporters? What about the people who are almost about to vote Green Party, but will just vote Democrat just because? What about the people who... What happens to the I'm With Her crowd? What happens to the I'm With Her crowd? Eric H526. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. Justin Mooney. If they win, they try to purge the commissions like Robert recommended on Twitter. If they lose, they ramp up citizen rebellions. The road is perilous both ways. Yeah, but Justin Mooney, thank you, Justin. But the violence is one of the reasons President Trump's going to win. I mean, any goodwill that they had from I would say any notion or sentiment that Trump mishandled the pandemic has been overshadowed by $2 billion in property damage. So I don't see how they benefit from... I just don't see how they benefit anymore. Karen Man 100, keep up the excellent work, HJ. Thank you, Karen Man 100. Thank you so very, very much. Karen Man 100, thank you so very, very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Justin, I don't know, doing the wounded, scorned, indignant, angry, apoplectic, sore loser routine, they did that for 4 years. It didn't work. I don't think they'll have enough political capital to engage in retribution. See, the Mueller probe was retribution. The Trump-Russia, that was retribution. That was revenge. They wanted people to suffer because they suffered. And they suffered because of their own doing. Because the truth about them was apparently revealed. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign. Dees Bizard, hello, thank you. The truth about them was revealed, Justin. And then they said, well, the truth about us warrants 4 years of retribution. The truth about us warrants 4 years of retribution. We're going to be sore losers. We're going to yell and scream and engage in hyperbole and the most absurd Keith Olbermann rants of all time, where they're even talking about where they're even talking about arresting Amy Coney Barrett. I mean, have you heard of anything more absurd in your life? And that was 4 years, every single day, every single day. It's the end of Trump's presidency. He speaks to supremacists. He is a Russian puppet. He is a horrible human being. He is tearing apart democracy. He's tearing apart the Constitution. He's ruining our republic. We have no more world left. Trump is going to devour the world. It's actually, the world is going to just become this miniature, tiny hair follicle within his orange mane. And you know what? The life as we know it has ended every single day. This is the same every single day. This is the message, and I don't see them being able to do this. I don't see them being able to do this. I don't see them being able to engage in the same type of maniacal, hysterical behavior. I just don't see them being able to do that. And I see them slowly breaking apart. And I don't think they realize this. Anita, thank you. Anita, I hope all is well. Anita Sumter, I hope all is well. Thank you for always watching. Anita, thank you. I don't see any discussion about what happens to the Democratic Party when they lose. And I think it's going to be a fascinating, harrowing, frightening, hilarious, terrifying, amusing consequence or series of consequences. Because they could lash out from the vantage point of violence. They could lash out from the vantage point of more investigations in the House. They could lash out in terms of Supreme Court. They would probably try to use federal courts first because the federal courts would side with them, and the Supreme Court they know would strike them down. Who knows? They're not going to give up. That's why I'm telling you. Politico explained. It doesn't matter if mail-in voting has already taken place. They can switch last second. They were thinking for a second of doing that. At least Donna Brazile was with Madam Secretary after September of 2016. So, I mean, it's just, I don't see, this is going to be a very interesting November because I don't see them taking it lightly. They could lose decisively and then fabricate another fantasy. Oh, well, Trump destroyed ballots. And isn't it interesting? And then they were the ones who did it. Or, it's like, who knows? I mean, they already used a dossier to set up Trump. They could literally create another dossier saying that Trump wants to destroy mail-in ballots and then convince themselves that Trump and Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka and William Barr had a bonfire and just, sacrificed a goat and threw all the mail-in ballots along with the goat into the bonfire as some kind of, sacrifice and ritual election interference. And they would have won swing states, and they would literally investigate this. Pete Solano. When Democrats lose, you find a safe space and get coloring books and drink hot cocoa. I wish it would be that simple. Pete Solano, thank you so very, very much. Cindy, thank you. Pete Solano, as always, Pete, you're absolutely wonderful. Pete Solano, have a fantastic day, and I will see you, and I'll see everybody hopefully tonight at 9 p.m. Be here at 9 p.m. Bearded Mike G. I preferred when you called her Madam Cyberhack. Please go back to that. Bearded Mike G. I will. Madam Cyberhack. But then I'm afraid people would think I'm saying Madam Cyberhag, which I'm not. But it's Madam Cyberhack. Bearded Mike G. Thank you. Chell, thank you so very, very much. Pete Solano, Bearded Mike G, Madam Cyberhack is waiting. That dorsal fin ain't flipper. But I know I'm spending 1 hour on the same thing. But it's like, I don't see any concern. They haven't even addressed the possibility of them losing. Like Trump supporters have. And every person when I've spoken to Trump supporters, neighbors, or just people I know, friends, it's the same thing. I pray Trump wins. I fear what Democrats will do if they're elected. When you're praying for somebody to win and you're fearing a consequence, That shows enthusiasm, that shows desire. When you're just saying the polls show we'll win, that's not enough. Justin Mooney. The Blitzer-Pelosi exchange exposed the power struggle between media and government Dems, but they both think they should be more powerful than the other. Can't last forever. Yeah, that's true. I think also, I think it shows also that there are people abandoning ship, even at CNN. Well, especially Justin Toobin, Jeffrey Toobin. I think it shows that they don't want to be caught when the Titanic hits the iceberg again. They don't want to be caught with. They don't want to be on the same Titanic. They just, when Wolf Blitzer, took Pelosi to task, or at least asked some tough questions, you see how they react too. They react in a very scorned way, like as if the media worked for them. Same thing with Biden. When Biden was asked about the laptop, like it was like a brief question. It was like a tangential question. He reacted with scorn. They truly believe that they should be protected by media. They truly believe this because they hang out, because there's flows of money. They hang out. The top executives are all Democrats. So, Justin, thank you so very much. Thank you. I think it's also people abandoning ship, realizing they're on the wrong side. Karen Hart! Teacher, they're still talking about... Laugh. Karen Hart. Only a Democrat. Only a Democrat. That's just what they do. And then they get on Trump for being boorish. But I don't see Trump touching himself in ecstasy on Zoom meetings. Sorry, that's only a Democrat. I mean, when they're not sending their Anthony Wieners via email, they're just, doing everything they can live. They're like, it's like CNN live cam with Jeffrey Toobin. Karen Hart, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Loud citizen. Amy scheduled to be confirmed on Hillary's birthday. Wow. Nice. That would be lovely. Oh my God, Loud Citizen. I hope all is well. Keep up the amazing work, Loud Citizen. Oh my God. That'll be amazing. That will be absolutely amazing. Justin Mooney, Loud Citizen, thank you. Let's see. You get October 26th. October 26th. Confirmation. And then a week later, you have President Trump win. And then a 6-3 Supreme Court decides any shenanigans, any possible shenanigans. Sam Roth, hello. It's unbelievable. They're so clueless about the eventual loss that they're touching themselves in ecstasy, celebrating. And I guess it's like a celebration of theirs. Look, everybody. Zip. Oh, look. Trump is bad. Trump is horrible. That's how they... That's the only thing I think that turns them on nowadays, to tell you the truth. There's like... There are going to be divorces. You. What? You are the reason Trump went 8 years. What are you talking about? I voted for Clinton after she replaced Biden. You are the reason Trump is going 8 years. What are you talking about? Oh my God, this marriage is on the rocks. It's on the rocks because of people like you who speak to supremacists and who are bigots and who are supremacists and Russian Putin puppets. What are you talking about, honey? Calm down. You said that Biden looked old. Yeah. So that is exactly what Putin wanted to say. I said that 3 months ago. Ever since then, I've been saying how horrible Trump was. That's how we get it on. The only way you even get close to me is if I tell you how horrible Trump is. I still remember 5 months ago when you said that Biden was old, and it's that negative karma that caused Trump to win. That's exactly what it's going to be like. The Yahtzee! Did you know the domain name ClintonHarris2020.com is already taken? Nice. Nice. I wish I took it. Why didn't I take it? Oh my God. God, what's wrong with me? The Yahtzee! The Yahtzee! Thank you. Nice. Well, I mean, hey. That's going to be worth something for at least a week. Thank you, the Yahtzee. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you look, ladies and gentlemen, and the laptop story every single day is just going to become an exponential issue for Democrats. The Yahtzee, thank you. Let's look at what... And you see the stories now, like, is the Trump campaign colluding with Russia again? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Does Rudy Giuliani have an ounce of pride left? It's like they don't realize also that when you continue to try and hide information, that's not a good tactic. That tactic is counterproductive. There's no strategy that this tactic would help. And it's a short-term admission. It's an admission that you've lost. Natalie Square Foot Gardner. My son-in-law's a Dem, and he bought lots of... Nice. He thinks if by... Where did he get the... You know what? They're Natalie Square Foot Gardner. I've heard that before. Believe me, I've heard that before from family members also. And the left, the Democrats have gotten the idea that it's Trump supporters that are the most violent. When $2 billion in property damage was almost certainly linked to the left. Because if you had pro-life protests throughout the country and then $2 billion in property loss immediately after or during the pro-life protests, you better believe conservatives would be blamed. But they think they are actually imposing the legitimate fears of Trump supporters onto themselves, or they're utilizing this absurd notion that the side most violent is the Trump side. So, and they're actually accusing others of what they're guilty of. So it's actually the Democrats who have not accepted 2016. It's actually Democrats who have given tacit approval to violence. It's actually Democrats who have ignored $2 billion in property damage, with CNN saying, well, there's fiery but peaceful protests. It's actually Democratic-run cities that have been completely obliterated by peaceful protests. And it's actually Kamala Harris and Biden who've tried to create funds to get people out of jail who have been protesting and got got arrested because of their peaceful protests, and perhaps also linked in some ways to property damage, $2 billion. So Natalie Squarefoot Gardner, it's basically just them trying to flip the script and alter reality. The reality is that you just had a man in Colorado end a Trump supporter's life at point-blank range. It was essentially an execution. And that man deserves, it was a security guard, a liberal or a person defending the liberal protesters. Just, it was a horrible, horrible sight. I mean, that was an execution. The man who did that deserves, and I would say this at any, like, it doesn't matter who did that. You cannot do that. You know, the same thing happened with the Trump supporter whose life ended in Portland. The Democrats, they talk a lot about gun control, but then when they have the ability to end a person's life, they don't think twice. For like just being pepper sprayed, which is, you know, I don't even want to get into it. But Natalie Squarefoot Gardner, thank you. Mitchell Smith, HA, word going out. The country will need a truth and I know to recover from Trump. These people, they're so delusional. Truth and reconciliation commissions happen when there's like genocide or it had like Rwanda or South Africa. Like these Democrats, they're so delusional. They're going to need a truth and reconciliation for what they did to themselves. And Biden, if they wanted a truth and reconciliation, they should start with Biden, who helped write the crime bill, a 100-to-1 sentencing disparity. They should start with all the people that they've affected negatively, all the people whose lives they ruined in Libya. President Obama and Biden and Clinton should be in front of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission and speak to the families of human beings being bought and sold in Libya. That, if they want a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, President Obama, Clinton, and Biden should be the first three people. And the first thing that should be addressed, and they should beg for forgiveness for the people of Libya who have suffered endlessly since their benevolent NATO intervention. Mitchell Smith, thank you. Thank you so very much, Mitchell Smith. Teresa King. I watch morning news for fun. Curiosity and Maddow, 5 a.m. How Hunter's disinfo. I know. That's the funny thing. They don't get it. It is info. It's not disinfo. Exactly, Teresa King. It's not disinfo. It's info. They think the actual info is disinfo because it hurts them. They've gone so far beyond 1984, Teresa and Mitchell and everybody here. They've gone so far beyond 1984. It's no longer like an analogy or even a metaphor. It's beyond all of that. We are not in 1984 now. We are beyond 1984, where debate commissions now don't talk about foreign policy for fear of the vice president's son's laptop being brought up. I mean, we are now beyond all of this, and everyone sees it. Everyone sees what's going on. Everyone can see what's going on. Every single person knows that Democrats and media have basically conspired against Trump. And he's doing better. I was actually, before this story came out, I was actually going to do a live stream. And I might do an upload on it tonight on how the Catholic vote is once again going for President Trump. And they said that Biden is going to get the Catholic vote in swing states, which would help him win the election. That couldn't be further from the truth. The Catholic vote is now going, and the Catholic vote is very, very important in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, especially in Michigan, and especially there are 3,500,000 Catholic voters in Pennsylvania. And Trump is winning. Sluggo 3 slug. Pelosi shift now to Schumer Harris. And Dracula are fighting Van Helsing. They seem strong, but in reality, they don't stand a chance. Exactly. Van Helsing. I love that movie. I think that movie, the comic book's fantastic. That movie should have been like a class. I mean, it's a classic, but nobody really. Hellboy too. I love Hellboy. Even though the actor can't stand President Trump, but that's fine. He was pretty awesome in it. But Sluggo 3 Slug, yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic movie. And it's pretty much the same thing. I agree with you. Sluggo 3 Slug, thank you so very, very much. Sluggo 3 Slug, thank you. And to my viewers in Sweden, Sluggo 3 Slug, thank you so very, 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 very much. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Sluggo 3 Slug, thank you. Bulldog! Well, they're all breathing their own waste. So it's affected. Yeah, interesting. Bulldog, yeah. I agree with you on that. I don't think long term that's healthy at all. Carl, hello. Bulldog, thank you. Interesting, very good point. Bulldog, thank you. Loud Citizen, ACB High Court Nixes. HSE. That would be nice. That's why I just don't think. I'm telling you, what's Madam Secretary doing? I don't trust anything. Oh, by the way, I took a screenshot. There were 937 people on a live stream on Biden's channel today. Sorry, 942 people. I'm not joking, and it was a half an hour in. It was a half an hour in. I do better than that in the evenings, a lot of times. And I'm not running for president, and I have a relatively small channel of 150,000 subs, relatively small. And I don't have all of American media propping me up. Like a little baby quail. Are you kidding me? 942 people? I took a screenshot of it half an hour in. I'm looking at it right now, Sam. I'm looking at it right now. 942 watching now. Started streaming 31 minutes ago. Senator Tammy Baldwin was speaking of Wisconsin, a swing state. And it was on Biden's channel. You better believe there would be on a bad day, there's 9,000 people on a live stream for Trump. On a bad day. Like, that's just beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Be here at 9 p.m. Pacific this evening. We are going to have a fantastic live stream tonight. And to my super chat, thank you so much, everyone. God bless. I'll see you tonight. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you want to be part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very, very important. Check your phones. Go check your phones. Go on H.A. Goodman. Make sure you're getting all notifications. Click on the bell on your phone. H.A. Goodman. Get all notifications, and make sure on your settings on your phone that YouTube notifications are enabled. If you want to be part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. Isaac, hello. P. Ramos, thank you again. Gwen, hello. I'll see you all at 9 o'clock p.m. Thanks, everybody. God bless. See you 9 p.m. Pacific this evening.